This is going to become my signature, whether I like it or not. I talk about this all the time. Any podcast that I go on, any talk that I do, it happens in most of my podcasts that I personally do. Number 7 is the power of, do you know anyone? Now, what do I mean by that? These 4 little words are going to change your business, hands down. Especially if you've got availability coming up. Now, those of you that are in the Boostly Academy, for those of you that are members of the Boostly Content Creator, if you are, give me a thumbs up, because you know right now that there's an email template you can go and copy, paste, personalize, and send out to your guests. And the whole email template is around, do you know anyone? Now, why is this powerful? Number 1, the social proof, when a friend recommends something, it's so extremely important to business getting business. We could do all the fancy marketing tactics that there is. You could create a compelling Facebook ad. You could send them to a website that's all singing, all dancing. You could have the state-of-the-art automations and pop-ups and all of the things and YouTube videos and all the malarkey. The best, the most effective way of getting business is getting a recommendation off a friend, family member, co-worker. And hopefully over the last 3 months, you've had bookings. You've had good, solid bookings. You've had lots of bookings, and you have gathered, and if you've been doing it right, gathered an email list together. You've gathered phone numbers, maybe, whatever it may be. Now, what we can do is we can start to put it into practice. So these 4 little letters are everything. Do you know anyone? So for example, if you're going to send an email out, and I don't recommend doing this to everybody, but what I want for you to work out, go back on the last 3 months and look at your reports and do a guest report and work out the 80-20 rule. So you're looking for the 20% of guests that have brought in 80% of your profit, or 20% of guests that have brought in 80% of your amazing reviews, or the best feedback that you got, or personal messages, or just really nice people. And you'll start with them. So they could be, it could be 2 people, it could be 5 people, it could be 10 people. Start with these. And all you're going to do, we could either email them, or if you're feeling confident, send them a voice note on WhatsApp, or if you're feeling even more confident, pick up the phone, give them a call. And it's going to go along the lines of, do you know anyone that would like to come and stay with us? Do you know anyone that's coming to the area? Do you know anyone X, Y, Z? The power of do you know anyone is so simple. And if you do it to 5 or 10 people to start off with, and it could be along the lines of, do you know anyone who needs a holiday this winter? Do you know anyone who needs accommodation? Do you know anyone who's coming to the area? If you do out to 5 or 10 people, you're ever going to get one of a few answers. Number 1, they're going to reply back saying, sorry, no, but I'll keep an eye out, which is great. Number 2, they'll just won't reply to you, which is fair enough. On number 3, they'll say, yeah, I do actually. My best friend or parent or cousin or whatever is looking for accommodation. I'll recommend you. And if you reply back to that, it's fantastic. Thank you very much. Feel free to give them my phone number. Here's my email address. If you like, if you want, give me their details and I'll contact them. By the way, if they do book on the back of your recommendation, then we have, I love to say thank you. So what we do is we do X. So it could be a bottle of wine if they book, or Amazon vouchers, whatever you want it to be. So I always find that it's good to give an incentive. And I've always done it. I've done it with the Granary, I've done it with Boostly, and it always works, because again, people will say nice things about you, and people will recommend you. And if you can say thank you in any way, shape or form, it just makes them feel happy and they're more inclined to do so in the future. So it's the power of do you know anyone? Now, what you can start doing, especially if you've got gaps coming up, and if you're not confident in picking up the phone, like say you can send an email. If you're switched on and you've got things like MailChimp set up like an email marketing software, and you've got tons of emails and you've got everybody tagged and simulated and fantastic. Send out a group email. If you've never done this before and you're just going to send one-on-one emails, fantastic. Find that person that you're going to send an email to, put together a little email and send it off. And don't be scared. Don't think you're being scummy or salesy or anything like that. All you're doing is asking for a recommendation. Every big company does it. Everybody does it. So why don't you do it as well? And it works in so many different ways. I know there's a lot of people in here who are doing serviced accommodation or rent to rent or rental arbitrage, whatever you want to name it, where you need to grow your portfolio. So maybe you're stuck on 2 or 3 and you want to get it to 5 or 6 or 10. This works the same with the landlords, the people that you're renting your property off, or even if you're doing the co-hosting with or the management model with, just pick up your phone, give them a call, send them a message and just say, hey, we're getting a big demand. We're looking for more properties. Do you know anyone? And it works in both ways. So give it a go.
Having a blast, gonna get it on the Bruce Lee podcast. Bruce Lee like Bruce Lee, cause it's so hard and the T is loose leaf. Making up those rhymes, don't write it, just do it loosely.